guys and dolls, welcome back to my channel. So today I am bringing you a cracked and broken doll look and another story. That was not scary at all. We're going to ignore the fact that my hair is orange because now it's orange, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please continue to watch, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Also, the filming camera is going to look kind of cruddy for all of this video except for the intro, outro, and this right in the first little bit. I was on my phone for most of the time, so I didn't actually get to film on my phone. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video anyway, and yeah, let's get right into it. True Haunted Doll, posted by you, Susanna_Thorn. This is a true story that gave me chills. For the last few weeks, I've noticed a weird thing about my dreams. Though they varied, there was one thing that connected them all. A doll. It was an old fabric doll with buttons for eyes and a huge stitched smile. Her legs were too short and her arms too long, but that's the charm of old dolls. She would also have long, red hair gathered into two ponytails and a green dress. She looked kind of creepy. She would always be sitting on a shelf, be hidden by or between the toys, or played with by kids. She didn't miss any of my dreams. She was not a main character, but she was also pretty good at hiding. I noticed more and more incidents with sleep paralysis. Always in the morning. I would wake up, unable to move, and she would always sit on my bookshelf. Last night, I had an extremely unpleasant dream, and I woke up in the middle of the night. Struggling to sleep, I grabbed my sketchbook and I drew that doll. Just as I finished, I felt an irresistible urge to sleep. I fell asleep with the pencil in my hand. In the morning, I showed the drawing to my mom. She inhaled sharply, so I looked at her. Her face became pale as paper, and I asked her what happened. She ignored me, mumbling that it's impossible, and that she saw that doll burning. I sat her down and gave her some tea. When she finally calmed down, she started to explain. Apparently, when she was around 7, she got a doll for Christmas. She was at first very happy, and it quickly became her favorite doll. She called it Kanegunda, a Polish name, and carried her everywhere. One day, Mom left the doll on the train. She was obviously heartbroken and couldn't move on, but a few days later, the doll mysteriously appeared back on her shelf. Her grandparents and all the family didn't know how. My mom, as a kid she was, believed the doll came back on her own. And while crazy, that was the only reasonable way. The family didn't do that. It couldn't have been done by a burglar, because why would he break in just to give it back a doll? Also, there were no signs of breaking in. And it was that same doll. She was hand-sewn by my grandpa and had my mom's name on the leg under the skirt. My mom and all the family quickly stopped thinking about it. A few weeks after, the doll started acting weirdly. She would often disappear for days, but she would always find herself back on the shelf. She would also change places. My mom had that doll for a really long time, and she claimed that she had her when she was pregnant with me, but she doesn't have any photos. That's when the weird thing happened. I always knew I was born premature, but my mom never told me she almost lost me in the second trimester. She said she was sleeping and she woke up in a puddle of blood. They obviously rushed to the hospital. When everything calmed down and they realized I was okay, my dad asked Mom why did she sleep with Kanegunda. She said she doesn't know what he was talking about. Apparently, he noticed a doll next to her when he picked her up. When they came back home, the doll was sitting on her shelf. She had a little stain of blood on the back of her dress. My mom thought it was enough, and she decided to throw the doll in the fire. The doll burned down, and Mom forgot for 16 years. Until now. Canegunda decided to come back. My haunted doll wants to be buried. Help. Posted by Witchy Artist. On May 9th of this year, I went to a flea market to browse. I passed by a clear cabinet that held an assortment of old antique dolls, and I was particularly drawn to an old cracked doll wearing a hat with feathers. As I examined her closer, I noticed that she had a cloth body, but her arms, head, and legs were made of some sort of plastic or possibly porcelain. I felt very drawn to her and was surprised by her price, only $35. She wasn't in very good condition and is clearly rather old based on the cracks in her body and the way her face is painted on. I returned to the cashier with the doll, and immediately the workers who had been in a deep conversation halted and fell quiet. They proceeded to tell me a little more about the doll, who specifically hexes anyone who inconveniences her. This only made me feel more inclined to purchase her, as someone who is very interested in paranormal and is part of my faith, Wicca, so I ended up buying her. My younger sister, 11, wasn't very happy that I bought the doll, whose name was Madame Lenora. She felt very thrown off by the doll's presence and requested that the doll be placed in the trunk on the ride home. I didn't want to upset the doll just in case I got hexed, but my parent insisted that I put the doll in the trunk, so I did. The same day, I almost went to the hospital after an accident at my home. Similar disturbing events happened around the home whenever someone insulted Madame or did something she didn't like. These events posed a possible trauma trigger for some people, so I wouldn't be specifying all the said events are. Just know that they were serious, and they were awful. I began giving Madame gifts, and saying good morning and good night to her every day. One of the first days I gave her a gift, a package I hadn't been expecting for another 2 weeks came in the mail. Every time I gave her a gift, she gave me good luck. Madame and I formed a friendship, but towards late June I began having strange, very specific dreams. In these dreams, Madame would climb down off the shelf she lives on and escort me outside. We'd light candles and perform a ritual, and then I'd bury Madame in a box with the gifts I've given her over the months. As soon as the dream ends, I wake up. So with the knowledge I have because of my Wiccan faith, I decided to hold a seance of sorts in order to communicate with the spirit hosting my doll. I lit a candle and used a pendulum with a board to communicate. The candle flame responded to everything I said, and I've never seen such clear responses through my pendulum before. Based on what I got out of the session, Madame was able to tell me that she would like to be buried, but won't reveal to me why. I've never sensed any negative energy around Madame before, but with each passing day, the air in the room feels heavier, if that makes sense. I'd like to fulfill her wish and bury her, because I think she may be a Victorian mourning doll, but the vendors who sold her have no information on her at all, only that she makes bad things happen. If she is indeed a Victorian mourning doll, it would make sense why she wants to be buried. The only problem is she won't tell me why I have to bury her. If anyone can tell me if there's dangers in burying her, if there's anything I should know about this, or what I can do to identify what time period she's from, I'd really appreciate the help. So with that in mind, know that Madame has never done anything physically harmful, and I don't believe she ever will. Her hexes consist of mild loss of money, misplaced important objects, emotional disturbances, items falling, dizziness, and irritation. Many of you were concerned about my younger sister. I'd like to let you all know that Madame has never harmed her in any way. Madame and my sister get along quite well, and my sister is no longer wary of her. My parents have had hexes placed on them after they disrespected Madame, but after they apologized, the hexes were lifted. No one has been hexed over in a month. Let me put this into perspective for you. You're a confused person who's just been brought into a new home with people who are continuously disrespecting you. You're angry, yes? No one enjoys being disrespected. So, since this was Madame's situation, she lashed out and caused some disturbances in our way to get attention and to let us know that she does not want to be disrespected or ignored. Madame hadn't received much kindness until she came into my home, and after a few weeks, she was very much at ease. She doesn't expect to be given gifts, but if she receives them, she reciprocates with kindness and in the form of good luck. So with that in mind, you may also note that I don't believe Madame to be a demon. Demons often, but not always, please do your research on demonology, have malicious intent towards the residents of a home. Demons are likely to attach themselves to an object and would rather attach themselves to a person. There's a difference between a demon and an angry spirit. An angry spirit needs an issue to be resolved, while a demon preys on people simply for the reason of being negative to feed off the harm it causes. I have also received a comment that I don't need to know the reason Madame would like to be buried, and to an extent I agree with this statement. Madame suffered a painful, tragic death at a young age, and because of this her reasons for burial could be very personal. I'm glad she trusted me enough to come to me about her request. I won't push her for a response on why she'd like to be buried. I'd rather just fool with the request. So with all this being said, I'm going to bury Madame. I will not be burying her at my home, so in case something goes wrong with the burial, she doesn't attach herself to my home. Tonight is a full moon, so I'll be working with Madame in my dreams tonight to find out if there's any specific place that she'd like to be buried. I'll be salting the ground where I bury her, and I'm going to make potions to seal off the area. I have enough flowers, herbs, and crystals for protection, along with some oils, incense, candles, and pentagrams. Please do not comment that pentagrams are demonic, because they are not. I'll be working with a sister witch during the burials as well, as an extra safety measure. I cannot verbally express how happy I am that so many people are willing to help Madame, and believe me, she's even more pleased than I am. The whole house feels very light today, and the animals have been extra happy. I am in awe over the kindness and concern we've received, and I'm so glad you all decided to help. Thank you very much for all of your efforts. Alright guys and dolls, I hope you really did enjoy this video and this story today. It was so much fun to make. I love broken doll looks, and it's one of my go-tos for Halloween if I don't have anything else to do. So, links for the story down below if you'd like to read it yourself, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!